I love people on YouTube. There's a 54-minute video of just all of the songs from Snowboard Kids.
Really
God, I love this game. This game is so dope, dude.
Maybe I didn't play Snowboard Kids.
There's some dope music right here already. Let's see. I love the music in this game because it didn't sound like shitty versions of songs that they had to cram on a cart, but it sounded like real music. It doesn't sound like MIDI, you know what I mean? What are you trying to do? Oh. Alright.
At the bottom.
Yeah. This is good shit, man. This is all from Snowboard Kids.
Oh, shit. I don't think I ever played it. The name sounded more familiar than the game.
But yes. I'm gonna go home and download an N64 emulator and just play Snowboard Kids all fucking day.
Did you watch the Big Show's trailer? New movie trailer?
No, I didn't.
I didn't
Actually.
either. Don't worry about Human Centipede 3, especially if we're on a time crunch. I just think the trailer's funny.
They made a second one. Maybe you played the second one.
Maybe, I don't know. Like it looks sort of familiar, and it's an Atlas game.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch this at some point.
Okay.
Snowboard Kids gameplay. Yeah. Look at those fucking menus. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
You want to know a game I never played? That I think I'm going to have to go home and play though? I never played 1080.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I like 1080.
I always wanted it, but I never ended up getting it.
Fun.
I never got it because the price on it never dropped because it was a launch title. So there was a point where the price did drop, but then I didn't get it, and then it went back fucking up again because it was a launch title. Remember when they were doing that on Nintendo games?
Yeah.
Like, the launch titles would get real fucking expensive again, like even more than they cost when they were out of the box. Oh yeah. Just some Snowboard Kids gameplay. It's a race game, but there's also ramps and stuff. I think 2 had a real big trick system.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it doesn't look familiar. It looks fun.
It had a really good sense of speed for an N64 game. There wasn't a lot of games that had a really good sense of speed. Frame rate actually was pretty solid on it. There it is, yeah. We used to 4-player this all the time, like Uncle Sass, me, my cousin Dominic, and a couple of his friends. We would always 4-player this. We would 4-player that. We would 4-player WCW vs. NWO Revenge.
Oh, nice.
We would 4-player Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Yeah. And I always wanted to fucking play Smash, and I was like, ugh, fine. Fucking little kids. Nope, what you drooping? Is this thing that heavy?
Yeah.
Or is this arm finally going to shit?
Just doesn't work anymore. It's not heavy. turning. Oh. Uncle buying more. Apparently I like too. What if I just... There we go.
The bumble.
Right about now, it's time to rock with Biggity Buck Bumble.
I like how, like, it seems like he sort of says it delicate.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going, the bumble.
We're recording, so...
Oh yeah, alright. Fuck. I should be putting it on the table then.
I probably should silence my phone.
Bumble. Did you make sure Audacity was still recording? Whoop! 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 Dude, Glover straight up just has sounds from Mario 64 in it. Like,
Does it?
It's so funny. They're probably not identical, but they're made to go, oh yeah, just fucking Mario. Yeah. Like every platform on the N64 did that. Every 3D platform. It was like, oh yeah, fucking Mario. How is this?
I don't know, we've got some...
Okay.
One more time. Still recording, alright.
What is this, 161?
Everybody in? Is everybody in?
Not good.
Let's get her fucking selfie claw here since I don't have a stupid thing. Alright, everybody in. Cheese.
Cheese. That's how you say it in Japanese. It's funny, Andy's grandma will always be like, cheese.
Going live on Twitch. .tv. Where's the fucking slash? SSWL.
Jazz hands.
Is there somebody already in, or are you just doing it?
Just fucking around.
Join our stupidity. Join our
Like-
stupidity, won't you?
You want to like stack something under this if you get hyped? Like books or some DVDs? If you're worried about it? If not, it's fine.
I don't know if that'll work.
It's good if we just stack a few DVDs on it.
That. Okay. That works.
Yeah, but if you move this,
Yeah.
it's gonna shake that.
Yeah. It's real low though.
Just still don't work.
Shenanigans.
No.
Did somebody say shenanigans?
Hey Barbara, what's that place called? The Goofy Shit on the Walls you like?
That could be our liaison for that.
Oh.
I could be our informant for that. I backed it. So I get access to all the backstage shit.
Gotta make a trip to
Yeah, when you say you can't even go to Best Buy anymore for that.
Guitar
Just
Center.
Amazon it, man.
Hey, look at that.
Whew. Join us for our shenanigans. What kind of shenanigans? Evil shenanigans.
How many butts am I gonna have to cut before you realize not to be dummies?
That's funny. I need to watch that.
How many butts am I gonna have to cut before you people realize not to be dummies? Like, you're a killer. You don't say dummy.
That's weird. How come I won't hyperlink that? Normally it hyperlinks it when you do that. I have to put fucking... I didn't have to do that before. Just one minute. Let's see what happens. Okay, I had to put the www in order for it to automatically hyperlink it on Tumblr.
Oh.
Lame. Weird. You didn't do that last time. But what I can do is see, it did it on Facebook. It's fine.
That's weird.
So, but the cool thing is, once you post something on Tumblr, it automatically, even if you just post a plain text, it automatically turns into HTML. So it has the hyperlink. So now all I'll have to do is boom, and post, and refresh, and boom.
Cool. It's pretty awesome.
And if I click it, it'll take you right to the Twitch page.
Nice.
Look at Rick.
What's that?
How long have we been using? Have you been using Tumblr a lot, or did you
I
just
have
have
it,
one?
and I just post all my Instagram pictures on there.
It just automatically.
Yeah, it just
okay.
automatically goes.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, why bother following it? It's I
Yeah.
barely even use it.
So, all right, I'll talk about that. Sure. Are we ready, boys?
Yeah.
Take them away, boys.
I say that.
That's
Take
my
them away, toys.
Yeah. Oh God. So we're recording, right? Is
Yeah,
everything's
we're
good?
recording.
Dan Herman blew my fucking mind about that the other day. I never realized that Wiggum was transposing the B and the T. he's saying bake 'em away toys.
Yeah.
I always thought he just said take 'em away toys. I never fucking realized
Oh,
he said bake 'em away
I
toys.
forgot. I know it wasn't taking
So-
away. It was something else.
So we're jumped online with him, and I was like, take 'em away toys. And he goes, now you're just messing it up. And I was like, no, I'm not. That's what he says. And he goes, no, it's not. He says bake 'em away toys. I was like, no, he fucking doesn't. And then I had to Google it, and I was like, ooh, fuck you, Dan.
That's why when he comes here, I want to make sure he comes on the first of the month because the Nerd Melt does that Simpsons trivia, and I want him on my
yeah,
team.
that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to go to. But yeah, he blew my fucking mind with that, and I don't know why I started saying that when we were playing GTA. I think it's because the cops were after us.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, I wasn't there when it started.
we stole a cop car. I stole a cop car, and Dan, we all had a wanted level, and then I peeled out in front of Dan and Josh. I went up on the car, boys. And then Josh and Dan started cracking up, and then after that, I've just been saying it all the fucking time just to annoy Dan because he hates it. He hates it about as much as he hates playing golf in GTA.
Why does he hate it?
Because I did it so much.
Oh yeah, you did it.
No,
for
you know
20
why he
minutes.
hates it? Because Josh does it all the time. When I do it, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But when Josh does it, he talks shit. It's hilarious.
Who's Josh though? He doesn't play GTA.
I know. He's like a normal sleep schedule. Rick, is it asking too much for somebody who lives on the East Coast to stay up until 5 in the morning, their time?
I don't think so.
No,
It's not, right?
it's
It's all
reasonable request.
for the greater good.
Is it still? Yeah, it is for the good. Is it still the show before the show?
We're kind of going.
Well, but what? So what episode are we on?
160. It's written
160.
there. Oh, it's not up there
161?
anymore.
It's not up there.
You knocked it. Your ass knocked it down when you picked up the
Yeah.
camera.
161.
Okay, yeah. Some people
Yeah,
like
I thought
episode
it was
161. Yeah. So there we go. That's so we'll
God,
start
Rick,
the
you
show.
fucking crushed your glass of vodka.
Yep. You want some surge in that vodka?
I like my vodka straight.
I'm gonna send that clip to Rick for him to put in the audio version of this.
What?
That one I sent you.
Which one?
The vodka straight.
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. So what else is going on, boys?
I don't know. We're about to record a podcast.
Let's talk about some stuff, boy. Yeah, so fucking Dan Herman. What an asshole. He's probably working right now,
Yeah, he said he has the morning shift.
huh? What a-
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
but it's like the
Played
after.
last
It's
night.
like the
It should be
afternoon now.
done
He
by
should get it
now.
off.
Yeah.
Should be around. We're gonna cast our pods so hard right now.
So what is there? I mean, there's news to talk about, but
Well, you haven't had a chance yet to talk about, or did you talk about Fast?
it's amazing. Just go see
Did you
it.
talk about it last?
No.
When
No.
we record?
No. I know it's fucking a month later and whatever, but if you have not seen it, I suggest seeing it. The cool thing about these movies from all the way through, they do a really good job of making them all stand on their own. They bring back characters here and there and kind of reintroduce you to people, but they always do a really good job of like, almost like that whole, every show could be somebody's first show like mentality. Like they have that kind of mentality with those movies. Like everybody's Fast movie could be their first Fast movie. So they actually do a pretty good job of making them kind of stand on their own. This one is a little bit different because they're tying up all the loose ends from the franchise. Like the last three have kind of fallen into place really nice and neatly. Specifically the last two, but even still, like they almost like during the opening credits, they almost give you like a last time on Fast and Furious. Like it's pretty crazy, man. Like they did that in the last movie too. As the credits were rolling, like it showed scenes from 1, 2, 4, and 5
Oh, okay.
because 6 was still not concurrent with Tokyo Drift, which was the third one.
Right.
But now that it is in this movie, in the opening credits, they showed scenes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then lead into 7. And it's I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. Still.
The last like 15 minutes of that movie are way more emotional than you'd expect them to be for a quote summer blockbuster popcorn movie. But, you know, you gotta keep in mind these movies have been going on for like 12 or 13 years now, and this is the 7th one, and you become invested in these characters, especially since 4, when they kind of brought everybody back around. They do a lot of really cool stuff, like they brought in the lead from Tokyo Drift is in a scene of this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and they show some stuff from instead of like having to reshoot anything, they show a clip of Tokyo Drift, and then it cuts to the character from Tokyo Drift now talking to Vin Diesel. But it's such a hard cut because that has already been 10 years, and Lucas Black is fucking 10 years older now, and it's very jarring because he played like a senior in high school in Tokyo Drift that goes to Japan to live with his dad because he's an asshole, and then it shows him in that movie, and then it cuts to him. It's like, whoa, dude, you took Han's death real hard because you look like 10 years older, because you are 10 years older. But yeah, it's really jarring, but they do a really good job of tying up all those loose ends, and just purely as a spectacle. Remember how we said that World War Z felt like a road movie?
Yeah.
That's what this is. This was like, hey, can we go to Dubai? Why? Well, because we need to steal the car of a prince of Dubai and slam it through these large, awesome buildings. Okay, let's write that in. Like, it feels like justification for everything was, let's go to Dubai. Okay. But it's really well done, and like I said, the last 15 minutes or so it pulls on your heartstrings a lot more than you'd expect it to, and that's not just including the Paul Walker stuff.
Okay.
The Paul Walker stuff is like the last 5 minutes of the movie, and it's so fucking well done, man. It's pretty amazing the way they used his brothers and kind of CG'd them together to make Paul Walker exist at the end of that movie, and you can tell that last scene is shot after you already. You can
tell where that.
Well, no,
is that?
No, not because of the way they use his brother as a body double and whatnot. Like, I had a hard time trying to distinguish what scenes were shot with Paul Walker himself and what scenes were shot using his brothers, right. Except for the last scene, because it's very obvious that they shot that after he died. But yeah, it's fucking amazing, man. It's really well done.
I didn't realize that's what they did. How close in age were the brothers?
Well, they're pretty close, but the thing is one brother has the same exact body structure as Paul, and the other brother, his face looks exactly like him. So they just composited the two shots.
Oh, okay.
And it's like...
kind of like a Week of Loss and Social Network.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Because they used one guy for the Week of Lost twins, and they just transposed their faces. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. Pretty awesome movie. And like I said, if you haven't seen it, see it. If you're invested in the franchise, you've probably already seen it. It was definitely worth getting up early on a Saturday morning to see the second showing of the day, and it was still fucking packed. That in less than a week, it made over $1 billion worldwide. In less than a fucking week.
It's pretty insane.
So they had, before Paul Walker had died, they had signed on to do 8, 9, and 10, like 3 more movies.
Fuck.
But I don't know if they're going to do that now.
Yeah, I thought I heard that they were just going to
definitely doing 8.
2 more, I think.
8's official.
Is it?
8 is official. They're just gonna do one
they
more.
They might do them all then, because Jason Statham is amazing in the movie, and Kurt fucking Russell, man. I always forget how fucking awesome that guy is, and then I see him in something, I'm like, oh yeah, Kurt Russell's fucking amazing, you know?
Captain Ryan.
yeah, and like you forget how awesome he is, and then I saw Death Proof, and I was like, wow. Kurt Russell's fucking awesome. And like, to be honest, I haven't really seen him in anything since that. And that's already been about a decade. And then he's in this, and he's just fucking, he's amazing. He's so good in the character he plays. It's so weird. I don't know if they did it by design, but like, they tease, like every time there's an action sequence, there's like this, oh shit, is Paul Walker going to make it out of this sequence? Is Brian O'Connor going to make it out of this sequence? Like every fucking time. And it's so well done. it feels cheesy at first, but by the end, it's like, oh, of course he's gonna fucking make it out of it. They wouldn't kill him off in the context of the script. They're not gonna do that. But yeah, it's really good. You guys should see it. Rick, you should see it, especially since you rewatched 5.
After rewatching it,
yeah, and you watched 6, and you liked that one.
Yeah.
I think you should. I have 1 through 5. I think I have 1 through 5. I don't have 6 or 6.
I still like Tokyo
7.
Drift a lot.
It's really good. It's really good. We should do a movie marathon and watch all of them when the 7th comes out on Blu-ray.
Well, we gotta hit Star Wars
I'm
first.
fucking down for that. Bryce, you have to watch it. You'll walk away going, huh, that is pretty good.
I thought I don't have to do things.
You don't have to do anything. Me and Rick will do it then.
Alright.
But yeah, so that's my month late review on Fast 7. I'm sorry, Furious 7. Have you guys seen anything? I know you.
Did we talk? You saw... No, we didn't talk It Follows, did we?
Did we not? Talk about it?
Because I thought
you did a whole episode
I did an episode with Ryan.
You didn't talk about it then.
Well, what'd you think?
It was good.
Very well in depth.
Very eloquent, sir.
We don't. It's fine. They don't even know my opinion. You guys already did a whole episode. It's over. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's a nice little throwback movie.
Did you I'm pretty sure you saw the picture of the Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's right. The Suicide Squad pictures. Yeah, I did see it.
I just saw the one. I don't know if there's more than the one.
The cast together.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There were some few on the set pictures.
Okay. I kind of don't want. I don't think I want to see those. You know. I like the cast picture. Yeah. I thought it was pretty dope. Did you see it?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, I'm aware that it existed, but doesn't mean anything to me yet.
There's a lot of complaining about specific characters from people.
Well, let's just say it. Nobody really likes most of the characters, especially Harley Quinn. There's just
people. Why? I don't understand why they don't.
Aren't there a lot of people kind of upset over Joker's look too?
Yeah, but there's also talk that might not even be
the look.
Like as far as the tattoos and stuff.
Well, I mean, kind of after seeing the way Harley Quinn looks, maybe it is.
Yeah.
I think that damage photo, or that one where it says damage on his forehead, I think that was photoshopped in because some people looked at how, I guess they analyzed it and showed all the little sharp pixels around it. But, I mean, it's a different take.
I liked the photo they had shown before of him. Like the one where it was like the Killing Joke cover. Yeah, I like that a lot. Which I still need to read, by the way. That's on my Kindle and it's sitting there, and I just need to fucking read it. I haven't read it in a long time. But it's one of my favorite Batman stories.
I don't even want to look at your Kindle now that the wife's got the superior Kindle.
Oh god, it angers me now. Like, so Kindle, Amazon is ridiculous sale on the current gen Kindle Fire.
I was
Bryce was like, hey, they're selling Kindle Fires right now for $80. Is that a good buy?
I saw that.
I'm like, yes. Even if you just use it for reading books, it's cheaper than any other Kindle. But it's the new ones are very good. Like the web browser is very capable, and the like I said, that's like where I enjoy reading books because I can adjust so many things about it. Brightness of the screen, size of the font, background color. It's got the cool audio thing, so you can hit play and it will give you. It's a text to voice thing.
Yeah.
If you don't pay the extra whatever for the professional readings of the books, like the Audible readings, but I don't like the way Lance Storm wrote his short stories, but they're blogs from his website that they just repurposed and put into an ebook. And I just didn't like the way they were written, so I read the whole first book, but the second one I just hit play and let the voice read them to me because I didn't like the way he was writing at that point.
I thought you were saying you wrote his stories.
But then like once you buy the books. Like you go to Audible and it's like $35 or 2 tokens for this book, and it's like, no, I'll go buy the book for $6.99 off Amazon and then pay $4 and pay $10 total for the audio. Like, come on, Audible, you're slacking, you're behind the times. I'm surprised they haven't done a thing where it's like, oh, you're a Prime member, there you go, you got unlimited Audible now. I'm surprised they haven't done that because they do the lending library, but they do that
for regular customers, then they have the Prime lending library where there's a whole bunch of books that are just free to read.
Yeah.
And then my wife's mom was a librarian, and you can actually get books from your local library, and they send them to your Kindle, and you have them for 14 days.
I heard
and
about
you
that.
read them,
I didn't know it actually.
It's fucking
still
cool.
Happening.
Yeah, her mom uses it all the time. It's pretty awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was this ridiculous sale, and I was like, and I was like, I want a new Kindle, but I want the big screen Kindle. You know, I don't want the little one anymore. But then I was like, oh, even if I just use this little one for reading and my big one for the web video and stuff that I do consume and all that, $79 is totally worth it. And then I was like, hey babe, your birthday just passed. Do you want a new Kindle? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, done. It'll be here in a couple of days. And then when I got there, I started messing with it, and I got really jealous because it's such a higher pixel density. It's a higher resolution screen. It's got a front and rear camera. They fucking suck, but it's got it.
Right.
It's got better Dolby speakers. It's shaped better. Like, it feels more
Like
comfortable in the hand.
Yeah.
Ugh, god damn it. So I'm just gonna have to wait. I'm gonna wait till the new, because I'm sure they'll refresh again this fall.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be a change.
My goal is to pay down the Amazon card so I can get a new Kindle this fall. But yeah,
Yours
so
is 2 years old, right?
mine.
Yeah.
It's your second one, isn't it?
It's my second one, but it's the first gen big
Of the
one
newest
of the
ones.
big one.
Oh, okay.
So whatever was the first year it came out, I got the little one. And the second year I was like, I want the big one because the big one came out, so I got that. And then my wife had the first gen little one. That thing sucks balls now, man. It was okay for what I was using it for when I got it, which was basically just reading, because the browser sucks and you can't download the YouTube app on it. There's a lot of apps that they don't allow you to download on that first gen Kindle.
Really?
Yeah. And even in the second gen Kindles, you couldn't download the YouTube app. You had to sideload it, and now it doesn't even fucking work when you sideload it because it's gotten so advanced that the Kindle's like, nope, nope. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what they do with the new ones because they've just been getting better and better and better. It's going to be incremental this year, obviously, but like the one my wife has, it's a quad core 1.5 gigahertz processor in it.
Is she using it a lot?
Yeah, she's actually catching up on Psych that way. She's watching Psych. She's in almost the end of season 3 now.
Okay.
I just watched a couple episodes with her. We just watched the one about the arsonist.
Yep.
Yeah, where he hid the bodies in the
And
buildings.
he has oddly shaped feet.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we just watched that one.
That's a good episode.
Yeah. And then we watched the one where they thought Lassie killed the drug guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a really good
that
one
was
too.
a good one.
That was a really good one too. That was the last one we watched actually, because they were trapped in the boat, and I was like, yeah, it's good. I love this show. Why don't I watch this show more?
It's a great show. I still haven't watched the final
Let's
season.
watch the final season.
Yeah.
Other
Or
than
the
that-
musical.
You
Well,
watched
that's
the
right.
musical?
There's
I
a
haven't watched the musical
one.
yet either.
Um,
Do you have news, Rick?
On the musical?
No, do you just
In
have
general.
news in general?
Most of the news I have is Marvel news.
trying to remember
DC
why we got on
news.
that. Oh, I remember why we got on that tangent.
It was
I was talking about the
Link-
Killing Joke on my Kindle, and you
Ah.
said you probably don't want to read it. But yeah,
You're fine with. Well, you saw the pictures, right?
I've never read Suicide Squad. I love the Harley Quinn character. I don't care what she fucking looks like. I didn't like what she looked like in the Arkham
I'm curious about the voice.
Asylum video game at first. I was like, well, they just made her overly sexual because it's a fucking video game.
Yeah.
Or they over-sexualized her. But as long as the character is written right,
Like
who
the
gives
character.
a fuck what she looks like? Am I right or am I wrong? Or am I in the minority on that?
No, you're right. A perfect example of that, Quicksilver.
Which one?
From Days of Future
Yes. Okay.
Past. I mean, look how ridiculous he looked, and then he turned out to be the best part of the
Fucking
movie.
dopest character. God damn it, I loved him in that movie. He was the best.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen Age of Ultron, but I already know all the spoilers. I've listened to a bunch of podcasts, and it's like, I'm not gonna not listen to these podcasts. I know they're gonna talk about it. I really don't care, so I'll just listen to it. But yeah, so I know what they do to Quicksilver and Ultron. I know what they do.
Yeah.
They had to though, because there's no way he was gonna be as good as the Days of Future Past Quicksilver.
Well, all those other stuff too.
Yeah, but come on.
But yeah, there's no way he was gonna be as good as.
So Will Smith looks like he's been hitting the fucking gym. He looks about as big as he did in I Am Legend.
Really?
Yeah, he looks fucking jacked, man. Like, I'm excited for him. As that character.
I mean, his costume, I think, looks so good.
Ali, he looked, he was bigger.
He was cut in Ali.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he looked bigger in I Am Legend than he did in Ali.
Well, like I said, he had a lot of definition in Ali.
I need to sit down and watch Ali again. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I fucking love that movie. Greatest boxer of all time, hands down. That's my opinion. It's not a fact. It's my opinion. But yeah, so I don't mind the picture. Everybody complaining about it, fuck you, because you never read Suicide Squad, and if you did, why are you complaining? They're making a comic about it, or they're making a movie about a comic you love. Like,
because that's what people want to do.
I've completely come 180 degrees on this whole comic book thing. Like, who cares if it's right or wrong? At least they're making these, like, it's not these low budget movies anymore. They're making these $100 million movies about these properties. Like, who cares?
So
just fucking enjoy it. And if
like,
you don't like it, then feel free to complain. But wait till you fucking see it.
But also, right or wrong according to who? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The people that, the people that are important are involved in all these projects, so they're having a say in how things are being, produced and, what things are going to look like. So who are the fans? Like, no, you're doing it wrong. Well, if they're doing it wrong, let's see what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
And then half the time they fucking like what they get fed. And
everybody wants Harley Quinn to look like she looked in the animated series. Her character has evolved since
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, she's not going to look like a cartoon character. They're going to make her look like a fucking dirty scumbag because that's what they're making Joker look like. So why not go with that? Why not just fucking embrace that? I think it's going to be fine. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, people should just be happy that they're getting a movie like this.
Yeah.
Especially, look how far this come from, X-Men being one of like the first.
Well, look how far they come from Spider-Man. Because that was like the first of the reboots after Batman, after the crumbling of Batman in the 90s. Yeah. Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, I walked away from that. I never liked the Spider-Man character. I know a lot of people who loved Spider-Man, and they were like, oh, this is so good. And I was like, that was a really good movie. Like, it wasn't even just a good Spider-Man movie. The first one was a really good movie. I thought 2 sucked. I never watched 3. Everybody complained about 3. But yeah, like, going from that Spider-Man movie, and then I think the next, like, quote, watershed moment for these movies being taken seriously was Batman Begins and Iron Man. Because those movies, to me, blow that first Spider-Man out of the fucking water.
Yeah, Batman and Iron Man coming out, that's kind of like, that was the boost, I guess, of...
And then from then on, like, they've done nothing but treat all these properties with respect. So on both sides. I know people don't like the Green Lantern movie. You and I had a fun time watching that movie. Like, it's not a great movie, but I feel like they wrote the Hal Jordan character incorrectly.
Yeah.
They wrote Hal Jordan as Ryan Reynolds. They didn't write Ryan Reynolds to play Hal Jordan. Yeah. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? To you?
I mean,
they were like, oh,
I get your point, but I haven't seen it.
They're like, oh, well, we got Ryan Reynolds. Let's make Hal Jordan just sound like what Ryan Reynolds sounds like and everything. Instead of, wow, Ryan Reynolds is going to knock Hal Jordan out of the park. Because he could have. If they would have written Hal Jordan properly, Ryan Reynolds would have knocked that out of the fucking park. But they didn't. But it was still a fun movie. Sinestro was great. The representation of Oa and all the other Lanterns was fucking awesome. Yeah. People complained about the Hot Wheels track because it was a tie-in, like a licensing tie-in or whatever, because they put out a toy based on it. But, like, hold on a minute. Like, if I can create anything I want with my mind and I'm kind of an immature, childish guy, why would I not create a fucking awesome Hot Wheels track out of nothing to save somebody? I don't know. It was like, I feel the same way about that as I do about the moving of the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, moving of it. Like, why wouldn't I do that? I'm fucking Magneto. I can move any goddamn thing I want. I need to cross this bay, and the bridge is way over there. Not anymore. And you know what? fuck it, I'm just gonna float the bridge over there. We're not even gonna walk. That's what I would do if I was Magneto. So I can get behind that.
Speaking of X-Men, really quick, Bryan Singer just posted a picture of James McAvoy bald.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, they show it. They showed it at the end of the... Didn't he have no hair at the end of the first movie?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay. No, maybe he didn't. Okay, yeah, maybe he didn't. I thought there was like a comment about it, maybe in one of the movies, but probably not. Anyway, that's pretty crazy. I haven't seen that yet.
It just came out literally today.
So, speaking of X-Men, I bought the Deadpool game for one of Alexis's cousins, and just to get things,
Right.
so don't get it twisted, he's not a kid, he's a grown-ass man in his 30s, and he loves comics, and he likes the Deadpool character, and he's really excited about the movie.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. And so we were talking about Deadpool a couple weeks ago, and I was like, have you seen the game? And he's like, they have a game? I was like, yeah, they have a game. And I went to GameStop, and it was like really cheap, so I bought it, and we went over there, and he started playing it. Well, his son started playing it, and we were watching. And Psylocke makes an appearance early in the game. Yeah, and god damn it, Olivia Munn's gonna fucking look amazing.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did. Okay.
She's gonna
God,
look amazing.
Awesome.
She's gonna be amazing.
She's gonna look
amazing. God damn it, I'm excited about that. But yeah, just so if anybody out there still has a PS3, you really should go get that Deadpool video game, because you can get it for under $20, probably under 15 if you look around, and it's fucking ridiculous in all the right ways. Nolan North is amazing as Deadpool. I think that's it. That's all I was going to talk about.
Let's see.
What about your boy Joss Whedon quitting Twitter?
Yeah, I was actually gonna make a video of that.
Oh, really?
And a little video vlog, but
Really, was it going to be you like zoomed up on your face? Leave Joss alone.
I just gave it away. Great.
What about that? How do you guys feel about that whole situation?
Well, first I can tell you I was surprised when he joined Twitter at first, because he just
Conformist.
doesn't seem
He's
like
following
the type.
me.
He's never been a guy.
He wants to be like me and not be like
The only reason he really joined it was to promote Much Ado About Nothing, which came out like around the same time as the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And so like when he signed up for that, I saw him. He was tweeting all like, "Oh, Much Ado About This," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, he's gonna end up quitting Twitter after this is run its course, and he stuck around for a long time.
It's weird because it's kind of addicting.
Yeah, and that's what he said too. It's like having another job to do because you got to maintain it. And since now he's done with Marvel, completely done with Marvel, he wants to take his break. He wants to concentrate on his own. And
that's not why he left Twitter.
I actually thought the reasoning he gave was sort of dumb, kind of, because he basically said he's going to be writing again, and he didn't want Twitter to be a distraction, but that didn't stop him in the past. Like that seems like a weird excuse.
No, there was there was a good 3 months where he was not on Twitter, but he still had Twitter.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, again though,
because
he still had
one
Twitter.
of his tweets was like, "No, I'm still here. I'm back. I'm back."
It's kind of just not a solid thing.
I think he got.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. That's why.
I think he just got personally offended by the people attacking him for characterizations
in the
movie.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so. And you want to know why I think so?
Well, he already responded to that. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. But he started it. Like, and I'm not saying it's right for people to send death threats. I think that's fucking stupid. If all you can do is be negative on the internet, get off the fucking internet. Like, there's no need for you if you're gonna be that way, especially in an offensive way. If you're doing it like for comedy or as a joke or just venting about the way you felt about a movie, book, whatever, music, whatever, fine. But when you personally attack somebody, you're a fucking moron, and you really should have a lot of privileges revoked from you. If the only thing you can do is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you and your family. No, you're not. Because Joss Whedon would probably beat you the fuck up, and he's not a very tough-looking guy. Anybody who says something like that over the internet is probably somebody you don't have to worry about. But, and I know he retracted statements and apologized for what he said about the DC thing.
I don't know about this.
No, Jurassic World. Yes, you do. He called it sexist. And said, taking women back to the 70s and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, again, if that's your opinion, fine. But don't attack another property, especially from, quote, the other side of the fence, because it felt like an attention grab. Like, oh, my movie's coming out this week. And I know he wouldn't do that, but that's what it seemed like. And then the very second somebody could come back at him with similar accusations, they did. Because people on the internet are fucking idiots. So I'm not saying it was right, but like the conversation got started on his end. And it's shitty that you can't voice an opinion without getting attacked or make a piece of art without being attacked by somebody. But at the same time, it's kind of the world we live in. And when you put yourself out there as a creator of content and choose to put yourself out there in various forms of social media or internet or whatever you want to call it, you kind of have to expect that because you know it's going to come.
Yeah.
But like I said, at the same time, that doesn't make it right to threaten somebody's life or their family's life and tell them they're a piece of shit because they made Black Widow they're very sexist towards the female character. Like, fuck you. Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't know, that's ridiculous. People need to have better things to do with their time in their life than sit here and worry about shit like that. And it does suck that you can't give an opinion without a bunch of people coming at your ass, you know?
Yeah. And I will say, like, if you want to give an opinion, why don't you do what you should do with any, like, I'm not saying you have to filter your opinions or filter your voice, because you guys know me and I'm not one to ever do that. But then again, I'm also not one that's going to say, well, fuck you and your family, I'm going to slit your throat while you're sleeping. Because I'm not a sociopath.
That's just
you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, write something down and then just leave it. Don't read it. Just write what you want to write, leave it, come back to it in about an hour, and then read it and be like, yeah, I probably don't need to put them in the slit your throat and your sleep thing. Maybe I could just tell them that your movie fucking sucked and that be that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. There's no need for hostility. And like I said, with the respect that these properties and characters have been treated with, there's no reason for that kind of hostility. No fucking reason.
And let's also not forget, too, about how much the executives put their hands in the movies as well.
Yeah, but see, that he should never have to throw executives, he should never have to throw a studio under the bus, like, and say, no, well, I had to put that in there because the studio said, Marvel said if I don't put that, we have to cut this other thing. And it's like, he should never have to do that. It's dumb for him to be able to, like, to feel like he has to defend himself to the point where he has to throw the studio that just paid him a fuck ton of money under the bus. Because that's what he did. A studio that basically set him up for life in the last 4 years, money-wise, because of these characters that he got to write about that he loves. I'm sure he had a lot of money before that.
Set before Marvel.
But Marvel, I guarantee you, Marvel doubled the income he had. At the very least. At the very fucking least. Those movies made so much money, man. And he's smart enough to get it back in.
Another reason why they got Joss Whedon is because they didn't pay him as
you
much
know
as they
who
would
got paid.
if John Favreau would have done it or someone else.
Yeah.
He got paid for sure. I'm not saying he didn't get paid.
I'm sure he didn't get paid,
But he didn't
everything
get
up front, but I
paid
bet
like
he's got
Steven Spielberg or George Lucas.
No, but I bet he's smart enough to get some back end points on that for distribution and DVD and Blu-ray and video games and intellectual property stuff.
That I don't know, but I'm just saying as a director, his director-writer check was definitely not as much as it would be if it was.
My point is, like, if I was making my living doing this, and you said, hey, don't talk about that on the podcast, I wouldn't on Twitter a week later be like, well, Rick said I couldn't fucking talk about this on the podcast, so fuck Rick. That's basically what happened. I mean, not that angry of a tone, but that's what happened.
Let me read a little bit more about it. I'm just saying.
Well, say what you're thinking. I'm the fucking mediator. Say what you're thinking.
Well, I mean, like, I've followed Joss Whedon's career, since the first,
right,
Buffy movie.
You spy outside his house.
Exactly.
Document his bowel movements.
He loves to point out to me that he was a writer on Toy Story. Even if it was just punching up the script or whatever he did, but he's credited as a writer. And it's in the opening credits, so he always points it out to me.
Don't forget Speed.
Okay.
But, like, his humor is not... It's I don't know, this is kind of unique the way he talks and his humor is. Just saying as Twitter-wise, like, whatever he might say on there might come off as offensive or whatever, but like his humor probably wouldn't translate well. I'm not comparing him to me, but you know how sometimes I say things and like Bryce might take it as something different.
Why do I take it a different way? Why is it me?
I feel like the way he writes and the way he writes his dialogue is kind of, and his jokes is kind of like
he has this very specific.
Well, it's very Kevin Smith-esque, and not in content or style,
right?
But in a way where like nobody was making comic book references or hockey references or Star Wars references. Nobody was self-referential in movie scripts until after Clerks, and then everybody was like, "Wait a minute, we can do that, dude. We can fucking talk about the stuff we like in a movie, and I can put you in it." Holy shit! Like nobody did that until Clerks and Mallrats and those movies, and I feel like nobody wrote with that kind of self-referential stuff like Joss Whedon does until after Joss Whedon. Now everybody fucking does it. Now everybody will kind of wink at the camera. Now everybody kind of makes quick one-liner quips or non sequitur jokes and things like that. Like I feel like he was sort of opened the door for that the way Kevin Smith did for like comic book culture and kind of nerd culture stuff in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joss Whedon did that for self-deprecation and piffy characters, if you will, in the modern era.
Right.
So I understand what you mean about his humor being different. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And the point where we were talking about the scenes, about how they kind of put a gun to his head, how he put it. That had happened to him in the past with Buffy a lot.
Yeah.
And he said with Buffy, there was only one point where he says, "We're keeping this in or I'm walking."
Right.
And that was the kiss between Allison Hannigan and Amber Benson.
Really? He had to fight that hard for it?
Yeah, they said, no, we can't have a lesbian kiss in here.
Lesbian kiss on the WB in the early 2000s? Are you kidding me?
It was controversial, and
what's next? Scissoring?
Yeah.
I think there was that's a lot behind that, because it was in an episode. It was the episode. The first time they kissed was in the episode where Buffy mom dies.
Right.
And they wanted to concentrate on that rather than having this whole fiasco about a lesbian kiss in that scene. It's just being.
Whoa! Spoiler alert! Buffy's mom dies.
Oh, so many years old. Spoiler alert.
So, who's gonna watch it?
Yeah, right.
I've seen enough Buffy to know I don't need to see any more Buffy.
So anyways, like he's been at that point.
Right.
So, with Marvel, in that interview, he said it's like they had to have that cave scene, or they were taking away the farm scene.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he didn't want to sacrifice that farm scene, which could have been shorter, but they was definitely, I say, was definitely needed. But at the same time,
I've been hearing the same thing from everybody. It's like, man, that farm scene was too long, but holy shit, did you get into that character because of it?
Yeah, exactly. So like whether it was short or long, it didn't really matter in my opinion. I liked that scene.
Yeah. But did you see that one? The thing that I saw, it showed that one of the cuts of the movie was 195 minutes.
Holy shit.
195 minutes? No, I thought it was 100 and
quoted.
Really?
I could pull it
That
up
I
for
didn't
you.
know. Okay.
Wow.
And it might maybe it was like a rough cut before they went over
probably
stuff.
You know,
but that's what he was
like
saying.
that's 3 hours and
I know.
10 minutes.
I'll find it.
Um,
I mean, but yeah.
No, yeah, there was other things where they talked about they cut a lot of things with Hulk and Iron Man fight, and the Iron Man Iron Man and Ultron like near the end type of stuff they cut out, which I did read about, and vaguely they said what it was about, and if they did that, holy shit, they're gonna use it in a different movie, which makes sense, but I'll get into that. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that like he's been in those positions before, and this was that position again where he was adamant about having that scene in because it was important for the character. It was an important progression for the movie.
Yeah, it was like, look, everybody shit talks this character. Let's let everybody get to know this character.
And I mean, it wasn't just that character too that you learned about. Right. I mean, you learned more about the Hulk in that as well, or Bruce Banner in that. But yeah, everything with Thor, and I'll say it with like what everyone else said, it just felt out of place and like jarring, because it was too much. It was just out of nowhere. There was a lot of scenes with Thor that were cut out.
They're doing another Thor movie.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, right. Is that? Do you think they specifically had wanted that scene?
They wanted that because it was a setup for
Ragnarok.
Thor. Yeah.
Okay.
And as well as for the next two Avengers movies as well.
But more importantly, it sets them up for their next big money movie. Okay.
Which
okay, you can't fault Marvel for wanting that in there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fault them for saying, "Yo, dude, we're working on like this 25 movie story arc, so it ends up like a comic book. We need to have foreshadowing for the next movie that's coming out. I understand that you don't think it fits, but we need it in there." So, like, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. The scenes. Yeah. So having the.
I'm trying to find this article.
So like having the cave scene in there was for Thor setup movie, you know, but the real setup for the next movie was the Civil War, which they did very well.
Right, but that's 2 movies away, right? Like Thor's first.
It's Ant-Man and then Civil War.
Ant-Man. I thought Thor was before Civil War.
Not Thor is after Civil War, I believe.
Oh, it's after Civil War Part 1?
After Civil War. Captain America Civil War.
Right. Oh, okay. So it's Ant-Man.
So it's like they were kind of shoehorning in for even more of the future.
Why didn't they just wait? Whatever. Anyway, either way, you can't fault them for doing it. It's their property.
I guess it's coming after Ant-Man.
It's their property, so you can't fault them for doing that. But yeah, man, I still think that it's kind of shitty to throw a company under the bus like that. They said, well, I couldn't have this if I didn't give them that. And that's specifically throwing them under the bus. And he shouldn't have to do that. He should never feel defensive to a point where he has to say something like that. And I think that goes hand in hand with what we were talking about earlier with people complaining on the internet about it. It didn't need to be there. It was out of place. Like, fuck off. Like, it's not your movie. You paid to go see it. If you didn't like it, say you didn't like it. But if all you can say about it is, that scene felt out of place, then I'm assuming you got your money's worth and you're just looking for something to complain about. And it's not fair to the content creators that everybody feels like they need to be negative about everything and you can't just be positive about something sometimes. That's why it was refreshing to listen to Hollywood Babylon this week. Because I had heard a lot of criticism about Age of Ultron, which I haven't seen, and I'm probably not going to see. And if I do see it, it's going to be years from fucking now. But I heard a lot of negativity, and it was just fucking cool to hear these guys go, Ultron, ski. Like, it was refreshing to hear nothing but a positive review. And then Kevin Smith was like, if I want to be nitpicky, I could be nitpicky, but why the fuck would I do that?
Yes, exactly.
I got to see the Avengers again on the big screen. Why would I nitpick that? So
I would like to see that 3-hour cut.
it'll probably be on DVD.
That's why I wish there was more of the cave scene.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, they could have just lost it entirely.
Right.
That's what I showed him. That I found the article. Yeah. There was a 195-minute cut of the movie.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's probably rough cut, but holy shit. Did you see, real quick, talking about length of cut, did you see that Dan Trachtenberg posted that first cut of their movie is 2 hours and 5 minutes? Like, I'm excited for that, whatever it comes
I can't
out.
wait to see his, like,
I like his directing, or his,
style.
yeah, I would say directing style, but it's his directing style that goes hand in hand with his director of photography and his camera operators. But I like his vision that he puts out there, so I'm excited to see that whenever it comes out and whatever it ends up being called.
Well, I thought it was already, was it in Valencia or something?
I think so.
I think it's called Valencia.
I just sent Rick, because it's kind of interesting and maybe he hasn't read it or seen it, but I just sent him a link to that article, and the first thing that I sent, it just said sending, and it didn't go through. So I'm like, crap, why is this not working? So I wanted to send another text box to be sure things were working, so I go to type test, and instead T got typed instead. I'm like, T, okay, no, test. And then I sent the article again, and it worked.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, they cut out Loki too.
Yeah, there was some Tom Hiddleston scenes that were supposed to be there.
Did you like Ultron?
I did. I fucking loved it.
We still haven't reviewed it.
Yeah, you guys can talk
FYI.
about that now if you want.
Do you want to talk about it, or
Just a non-spoiler version of it.
When cares? I don't mean that in a super negative way, but who cares? It made $1 billion already too. Who cares? But yeah, go ahead. I want to hear this.
Well, you've heard my review mostly.
Yeah, I know, but I want to hear it
I
again.
haven't heard it.
Well, you heard it a little bit afterwards.
So you go first.
Well, I mean, there's not like, as a going to the theater, entertainment value, I enjoyed the movie. Like, I thought it was fun.
I liked it.
Oh, Herman. So wait, he's seen it now?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
he
He's
saw it
watching.
last night.
How long has he been watching?
The whole look bang. He's the one.
I know, but I've seen a viewer for a while and no
Okay.
chatting, so it was interesting. Okay. I enjoyed it for what it was, like, as, going to the theater and buying my ticket, it was an entertaining couple of hours for sure. I kind of hinted to you what bothered me about the movie though, like when we ate afterwards, and doesn't mean I didn't like it, but it just, like I sort of said, it felt a little formulaic to me. Like, it took a while for it to hit its stride for me. And I'm like, God, this feels like I'm just fucking watching another, there's a problem, and there's superheroes, and there's fighting, and, like, I realize that's what these movies are largely going to be,
Right.
I guess. But it was just very, like, the Avengers, the first one kind of blew me away, and, like, I went into seeing Avengers really liking Thor, another movie that I had no intentions of ever seeing. When you took me to see it, then Avengers, we go see the early screening of, and I remember being like, I don't know that I'm gonna like this. I enjoyed Thor, maybe I'll like it, but I don't even know. In fact, I knew very little about Avengers even going in because I just didn't care. As you guys know, for the most part, I don't really care, And now after seeing a lot of these movies, I have started to care a little bit more. So Avengers to me was really a good movie, and I felt like did something different, had something different to say. I didn't feel like Age of Ultron had anything different to say. And I felt like there was too much going on, and like you heard when Josh was talking, and Josh said the same fucking thing that I would have said, it felt like every other word, it was almost like, here's this funny one-liner, huh? So like, some of that stuff, and while they were funny, like it was funny, but sometimes it just felt like we were waiting for, like, okay, this is it. It's the Avengers sequel. This is a big moment, and like,
Nope.
You know what I mean? Well,
Business guns.
and it just like, I don't know. So like, I think sometimes it felt like the movie was too full of its own shit, but I liked it. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking say that I didn't like the movie, but those are my criticisms of the movie, and I kind of don't think those are nitpicky criticisms. Like, that's really kind of like, I don't want my money back. I don't want a refund, but I don't think it hit me the same way the first Avengers did. It sort of felt like that it was just kind of there as a placeholder until shit really gets down later. I mean, honestly, my first opinion, middle of the movie, I'm like, fuck, this might be the beginning of the downfall of these comic movies, where it starts to be like, well, we've kind of done it and seen it all. What else new can we really bring to the table, other than different characters and stuff, different stories?
That and the action sequences just have to get bigger and more bombastic and kind of, in a sense, desensitize you, so when something meaningful does happen, you don't care. Kind of happened to me towards the end of Sons of Anarchy. Like, there's a very specific thing that happens towards the end of that season that I should have been fucking devastated by, and I wasn't, because of the way they had ramped up that show and its disregard for characters, so to speak. But I guess that's a good thing when a writer can be like, okay, I guess, fuck this character.
Yeah.
We're done here. But there's a character that goes away towards the end of that series where I'm like, damn it, if this was like 3 seasons ago, I'd be fucking heartbroken right now, and I'm not, because I can see the end in sight and I know where it's going, and that's where I'm gonna be fucking inconsolable. Not right now.
Right.
So yeah, that's what will end up happening with these movies, is as those action sequences get bigger and like I said, more bombastic and it'll end up looking like a Transformers movie. Like, that's what it's gonna end up looking like, and then everybody's gonna be like, yeah, alright, cool, I guess. And they're not gonna be like, oh my god, when Hulk fucking threw the thing and it hit the fucking it's gonna be like, yeah, okay, I saw that like 2 movies ago. It sucks because it's hard to go up, is why it sucks.
It was the first time where I felt like, oh man, are these movies and these characters starting to get a little long in the tooth? Like,
right.
Are we starting to see the first signs of them overstaying their welcome?
Yeah.
And that's, I'm not trying to be a downer or anything.
No, yeah, I know.
But those were thoughts that went through my mind. Like I told Rick after the movie, about halfway through, a lot of those fears kind of went away a little bit, because then I just kind of got in the moment and started enjoying the film. But,
You've been hanging out with Rick, and Josh, and Dan way too fucking much.
See, that's kind of my take on it. Like, Avengers I thought was fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, I just felt like it was like, well...
You thought Guardians was awesome.
And I thought Guardians was awesome too.
And that was post-Avengers.
Right. But this movie, I just didn't think quite hit in the same way that the first Avengers did. Kind of like how a lot of people feel about a lot of sequels in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the same things with reviews. And I don't mean to offend anyone, and I don't mean to offend you. Okay.
Ooh, shit.
But
shots fired. There you go.
Like I said, I don't mean this to be offensive, but myself as a comic book lover, I loved it because it's everything I've ever wanted to see on screen.
I gotta
get out of here. I'm leaving.
and what I've been reading too is like everyone feels like this is just also a big setup for the Vision.
Yeah.
Which
why wouldn't you set up the character that's going to play a major role in your next 4 fucking movies? Why would you? You know what? Don't do that, guys. Don't fucking do that, because you're gonna piss people. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you?
You upset Herman, by the way.
I know.
He's
I've seen
already
that right
offended.
here. I'm already offended. I don't know. It's.
Okay, let me ask you
My
this.
voice got Alex Albrecht high right there. Holy shit.
Well, I think this is a big money question for you then. Did you prefer Ultron or Avengers? Like, which movie do you think had like the bigger impact? Like, see, I don't think that's a hard choice.
Guardians.
No, but see,
Guardians
that's
of the
Galaxy. That's not the question.
I like the Ultron better. I really do.
I don't know that I believe you, but okay.
I believe it.
I liked it better because, like, Avengers was them assembling for the first time, which if you know me, like, and I already know the characters, I want them to already just
You want them to
together,
be
so they
could already.
Yeah,
Just get it over
so
with.
when we could already see them interacting together on a normal thing where we don't have to see like their origins. You know, like Buffy season 1, I don't like it.
Too much introduction.
It's too much
introduction.
Yeah, which I loved it the first time I saw it, but I don't need to watch it like 100 times.
But there's other
probably because I've already watched it.
There's other seasons in that show where you'll go back and watch them because you enjoy them, right?
Yes.
Okay, I get you.
So that's why I like Ultron better.
Because they're in the shit. They're in the shit.
Yeah, the way the movie starts is they're in some shit.
Tony does his Tony Stark thing.
Fucks
everything all up, and then they gotta fix it.
And it's nothing bad. Like, it's not like I hated the first one, because it's not.
Herman's just blown. He's whoa was his response right now. And I think to your answer of which one you like better. But do you feel like you were you liked it better, but I don't know. Like, do you feel like you were in more of a state of euphoria or whatever post Ultron than you were Avengers? Because I remember you were just fucking you loved Avengers. And
I still love Avengers.
I'm not saying you don't, but I'm asking you, you could like the movie better, but which movie do you think you left and you felt like it just had a bigger impact?
I'm going to pull you. I don't think I can choose. How about that? Because honestly, I don't even know if I can choose between those two. Because together, those two movies are great. So I'm going to say, I can't choose. I'm pulling a Bryce.
Well, I wasn't really telling you to pick. You already picked. Well,
I did already pick, but it's hard to pick. Because they're both good fucking movies.
I don't know, I just felt like after we saw Avengers, I feel like you were on more of a high. After we left Ultron, you were on a 5-minute high and then wanted to go to sleep.
Well, that was tired.
And Rick's also a sleepy bastard lately, so. We were playing GTA with him the other night. He's like, I'm gonna stay up for 10 more minutes. And then it was an hour later and he's like, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm tired. He sounded like he was falling asleep
Isn't
before
that
he
how
even
Rick
signed
sounds
up.
all the time?
No, Rick's a little less.
I've been waking up early, so.
Well, I think it's cool that you still enjoyed it. I heard your initial take on it, and nothing's changed on that take. But there was less, but I also really liked it in that original take that I heard. You know what I mean?
What, me?
Yeah.
I think
you and Josh got on this. Yeah, fuck Avengers. That's how it came up. And I know it didn't.
He was doing that more than I was. And if I'm having a back and forth with someone that's kind of sharing that opinion or whatever, of course I'm gonna be oh, okay. And here I'm trying to. I'm not trying to veil my opinion.
But I'm saying.
I don't think I hated it as much as Josh did. Josh thinks it's a piece of shit.
Hearing that
it's not a piece of shit.
Josh is a little bit fucking uppity. Hearing that you enjoyed the movie is comforting, I guess, to know that while these characters may be getting long in the tooth, and while it may be the same formula.
Sounds like something you would say.
Well, it sounds like the same formula in different situations, which is something I fucking hate about sequels.
Mm-hmm.
It's remember that cool shit from the first one? We're gonna do it again, but it's a different character now, different bad guy. All that aside, it's awesome to know that you still walked away going, "That's a fucking good movie,"
Yeah, like I said, it was enjoyable. For me, I don't know that there was so much of remember this from the first movie, we're gonna do it again sort of stuff, but there was a lot of where it's here we're going to put in a one-liner, we're going to try to make the audience laugh, and some of it for me watching it was a little cringeworthy at times.
It was a very, very Whedon-y script.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, and that's what I posted under Scott's
I don't laugh at a lot of stuff in general, if I'm with a group of people, I tend to laugh more. As you know, what only part made me laugh at the Family Guy movie watching by myself. A rare moment that I do laugh alone.
It's the dumbest part. It's
amazing. So I didn't laugh at any of the jokes really. I kind of cracked a smile a few times. I'm because some of them just felt a little cringeworthy and they're a little corny. And it's oh my god, you guys are in the middle of fucking this battle right now, and fucking Tony Stark has to be sure he gets in his little one-liner. Yeah. I don't know. It's just sort of dumb, and it's not even just him. They all did that.
Don't watch Buffy.
So
don't watch Buffy. That's great advice for life. Just period.
Why does that mean I'll hate Buffy though?
Because that's all that fucking show is. Even in serious episodes, it is nothing but everybody getting their shit in.
Nothing but
that doesn't mean I hate that.
You're going a little too overboard on that.
Everybody gets their shit in. It's like a bad indie wrestling match. it might be well executed and well written and well done, but everybody's got to get their shit in.
Yeah. Like that doesn't mean that I feel that way in every situation.
Yeah.
You know, like that. So I don't think that's fair to say. Then don't watch Buffy. That's just how I felt with this movie. A little bit.
I was trying to do the reverse psychology thing where I get
So
you
you
not
actually
to watch
watch
it.
Buffy?
So,
I mean, you like Veronica Mars, right? You like.
yeah, you like Veronica Mars.
And you like
iZombie.
Shut up.
You already
Shut
said that.
up.
You already said it on the air.
On
He
private.
likes iZombie.
I didn't say it on the air.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
You're
You
confusing
did
me.
that.
I did not.
Last time we recorded,
No,
you
before
talked
we
about
recorded,
how
I didn't. Yeah, no, we hadn't started recording yet. I was
Check the
plugging
tape. Check the tape.
I was plugging in something into the TV.
Sure.
I was. You know what? Jazz hands. And here's my crotch.
But yeah. Glad you guys like the movie. It's nice to hear.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
something.
it was
else.
very Whedon-y.
I don't remember what it was, but that's okay.
Too much.
So for you, where does this movie rank overall with the other Marvel movies that have come out?
Rank in the
Like-
main.
Well, I mean, like I think Mike or someone we had like you know
like
just
top
far-
5.
I don't want to give a top 5, but I mean I think at one point you called Captain America your favorite of all of them, or maybe you said it
Winter
was
Soldier. You
Guardians.
said Winter Soldier was your
Yeah.
favorite.
Winter Soldier one.
And Guardians, it was close second, you said.
Yeah.
Is this behind Guardians or is this above Guardians? Because I know you're not letting go of Winter Soldier. You
No,
love that
I'm
movie.
not letting go of Winter Soldier at all.
So that you're still gonna call that your favorite? So like okay.
I couldn't say where
But
both
this
one
is-
lands.
okay.
I would say.
Is
it
this
was-
in that discussion at least with
Oh,
those
definitely.
two? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I understand where he's coming from with the whole like, I mean like we talked about earlier. You gotta
I'm
treat-
just happy to see these movies.
You gotta treat
these
it like
comic
it's
book
somebody's-
characters come to life. That's
like
why I
it's-
like the movie so much.
You have to treat it like it's somebody's introduction to these characters. So
I remember.
that's what
Yeah.
you get in the first Avengers. And but as somebody who follows the characters and loves the characters like Rick does, it's nice to not be treated like an idiot,
Yeah.
like you don't know who they are.
I remember what I was gonna say though. Or like, do you at least see my points? Like, do you think my points are valid, or do you think
They
I'm
are.
just being
No.
okay?
I think they are. No, definitely for sure.
Okay.
For me, I can see that as well. But like as a comic book fan, I'm like, fuck yes.
And then for you, you still feel like you're still as amped about all this stuff from when this all first
Oh, hell
started.
yeah.
So it's not waning for you at all.
Nope.
Because he knows what's coming. That's
I know what's
that's the
coming.
main reason.
When we get
So I can understand why you might be getting fatigued. You don't know what's coming, and you don't know. Like it's not even about knowing the outcome. It's knowing the outcome and like, oh, how are they going to represent this on screen?
yes, how they represent him, and like I guess for me,
Yeah.
the love that I had the characters when I read them when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's not the outcome. It's how they get there. That
Yeah.
what he's super pumped about.
All right. I found some other stuff. If you guys want to talk about it,
Okay.
some sad news.
Well, really quick, really quick
Okay.
before you get there, I want to see a goddamn Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Seeing,
Everybody-
spoiler alert, seeing the flashbacks
Uh-huh.
when Scarlet Witch gets into her mind was fucking awesome. And it's like, I want to see a movie about, this is an origin story I want to see.
That's what I was gonna say. How did you
I
girl
was
do?
gonna ask you, yeah, were you happy with our girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Very happy. She was good in the movie.
That's funny.
All right.
What about Aaron Taylor Johnson?
He was good too. He was good. I have no complaints. I'll tell you this, I still like the other Quicksilver better.
Ew, that was kick-ass?
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking know.
Yeah.
I pulled the same thing with Godzilla,
Yeah. I
remember?
Godzilla. He's like, whoa.
I knew that was him and Godzilla, but I didn't know that was him as Quicksilver. That's funny.
Yeah.
No, I did not notice her. Julie Delpy was in the movie.
Yeah.
From
Delpy.
from the Before Sunrise.
Yeah. I thought you would have noticed her.
I
heard
didn't,
about
I didn't
that.
know. I didn't know which character she was.
Mm.
I didn't notice her. Anyways,
Sad news. I didn't know this. I learned about this today.
Okay.
Or just now, but maybe it's old. Or it is old. But the wedding singer rapping Granny died at age
Yeah. I
101.
heard about that a couple of years ago.
Oh,
It made me
yeah.
sad.
That's kind of shitty. So I thought I'd bring that up. And also, I don't know if you guys want to talk about this, but Lucasfilm president confirms new Indiana Jones movie.
I heard about
Yeah.
that.
Stop it. Just fucking stop it.
Do you guys have anything else to say besides fart noise and stop it? I mean, I don't think there's really no news on it at all.
Right. Look,
Listen.
But just that it's being confirmed now.
If you want to make an adventure flick, make an adventure flick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be called Indiana Jones. If they have more of a story to tell with Indy and not some ancillary character where they're just going to call it Indiana Jones subtitle, fine. And I'd like to see where that goes. But I don't think we need another Indiana Jones movie. You know what I mean? Unless he comes into contact with a time machine and now he's in modern day and it's super stupid. Even like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's all that's left for him is fucking time travel. I mean, all these movies are over the top and these ridiculous things anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why not time travel? Why fucking not?
Okay. Do you have anything to say about there being another indie movie or no?
I think I have the same opinion as Mike. Like, why?
And that's not saying it can't be good.
That's true.
But
because I mean, the idea right now is that it would almost kind of be like a reboot, right?
Yeah.
So, well, anyways, okay. Also,
call it an adventure movie. Don't fucking call it Indiana
Adventure
Jones.
movie.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just generic fucking title bullshit. But like that's
or like maybe it should be called like South Dakota Jerry or something. You know, like fucking change it up a little bit. This was news that interested me. It'll probably not interest Rick due to what this person will be playing, but they casted Pennywise for.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't know who that guy is. Will Poulter.
Son of Rambo?
No.
Okay.
And they decided to go with someone younger, which they think ultimately will. No. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said who. Like I just said. Poulter.
No, I said yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I thought that was cool. 'Cause I'm super excited for that. And oh yeah. Go. I got other stuff we talked about.
You brought up that kid playing Pennywise, which made me think. Did we talk about their Spider-Man things last time we talked together? They revealed their Final Four or whatever to play new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
I think they should go with Asa Butterfield.
The guy from, or the kid from.
He was in Ender's Game.
Ender's Game.
And he was also in Son of Rambo with the kid that's playing Pennywise.
I could see either him or the guy from Fault of Our Stars. I forgot his name.
Okay.
Because I watched Fault of Our Stars. I liked it, and that kid.
I liked it.
And that kid was good.
Okay.
Hugo. Is that your answer?
Hugo?
You said you forgot the name of the person.
Oh yeah.
So I forgot your train of
thought. I know. I see Hugo and I think Lost.
But yeah, I think Asa Butterfield would be fine. I think he's the only one who I knew the name off the bat. I was like, who are these other people? And that may just be me being a fan of the way he portrayed.
Or the movie Hugo, I think you're probably talking about.
Yeah, the way he portrayed Ender in Ender's Game, I thought was really well done, and I really liked him in Son of Rambo. So I think he would be good. He becomes like a real shitbag in Son of Rambo at a point. Yeah. And he's really young at that point. It's really fucking good. You guys need to see that. It's really good.
Alright, well, we're from this generation, and I know, well, we still talk about TV stuff on here, but TV's now on hasn't had an episode in like a billion years, so I want to hear
it will be later tonight when I talk to Dan.
What are you guys talking
about? We're
about?
going to talk Daredevil.
Oh. Does that mean you're kicking me out? What was that supposed to do?
I don't know.
I'll talk Daredevil.
I haven't seen Daredevil.
I could put in my 2 cents. What are you guys' opinions on Fuller House?
Oh, yeah. I think it's kind of...
I don't have very high or good opinions about it so far.
Well, you know what? It actually ended like do you know the synopsis and all the stuff?
Yeah, it's...
And Uncle Joey's going to be down there officially. Like, it actually, like... reading what it's going to be...
What the fuck is Dave Coulier doing?
Reading about it actually made it seem like it's going to be less of a train wreck than I thought it could possibly be. Like, I was like, well, what story are they going to fucking tell? And they're really kind of doing similar to what Girl Meets World did.
They're the same, similar.
Right.
It's the same story.
But they're kind of doing, like, I was like, what are they going to do? But instead, they're basically making DJ be Danny Tanner, more or less. And I guess there's a lot of fans. I didn't even think about this. There's a lot of fans that were nervous or worried that when they found out that her husband dies, that meant that Scott Winger or whatever her boyfriend was.
That character?
Yeah. Steve. That it was him, and I guess it was confirmed that
Steve motherfucking Sanders, bitch.
It wasn't him.
Aladdin. He was the voice of Aladdin.
Yeah.
Also, I'll watch it because I love me some Candace Cameron. I think she's sexy as fuck.
My interest is definitely peaked more than I thought it was going to be, because first, like, this is just stupid, and you're just trying to follow suit with what Girl Meets World did. But I think they're actually put something together. I'm like, oh wow, like they like I said, they made it seem like less of a train wreck than I thought.
I think it's going to be a complete fucking train wreck, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to watch it. And also, number two, even all the way back to the original run, I always had a huge crush on Candace Cameron, so I'm in.
What do you think?
I wasn't as excited for it as I was for Girl Meets World. That's pretty much my opinion.
Well, what do you think about it now that you know more? I think it's to me it sounds way better than what I thought it was going to be.
It's not like I'm not going to watch it. I'll watch it, but like my excitement isn't there.
I'm not really excited, but I'm curious. Where before I was like, this is going to fail. I mean, don't you think like when there was first rumors about it, I was like, what the fuck are they going to do? And then I'm like, I read what they're going to do. I'm like, oh, okay. So they kind of figured out how to do their little reverse thing like they did with.
I think calling it Fuller House is fucking dumb.
I mean, that's so
too.
They could come up with a better name. I know it's not as easy to come up with a name that's the same as like, oh, it's like Boy Meets World, but with a girl. Like, you can't be like, oh, it's like Full House, but with the Fuller House.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds dumb.
You don't call it DJ's house.
Yeah.
Although you could. Well, then I would just be expecting, like, for some reason, Rev Run to pop in every now and then. It's called DJ's house or something.
That's funny.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just think that's I don't know. I guess I thought more conversation would embark from this, but you guys both don't seem like you give a shit, so.
Well, no, I do. I just, like I said, I think it's going to be a train wreck, but I'm kind of...
Don't do your head shaking thing. You just said you're going to watch it. You give a little bit of a shit. Like... And you have to see my point that reading what they're doing with it ends up seeming like a lot. No, you're not listening. God.
I don't know. When I read what it was about, that didn't make me go, oh, this is going to be all right. It made me go, oh, God damn it.
I thought it seemed like less of a messy accident than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think that's what they would do with it. I didn't know what they were going to fucking do. When I first heard about it, I'm like, what are we going to do? Like, somehow they're all still living in a house with fucking Danny and Jesse and all those people. Like, so...
Jesse's band still hasn't made it.
It's going to be interesting.
The Rippers left again.
I was pleasantly surprised by reading the synopsis. And I guarantee you when the show comes out and we watch it, like, Rick will probably be the biggest fan of the show. And then we could point back to...
There's going to be a live studio audience.
We could point back to this day. I don't know. I'd go.
I would go too.
Okay, well, there you go. So you give a shit.
No, I would go just give how bad it's going to be.
He didn't say that he didn't give a shit.
Yes, he did. He did.
Not necessarily give a shit. I just don't care.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
More passion when you use the word shit.
Yeah. So you hate it more.
Don't care is like an I don't know, for me.
I think don't care can be just as bad.
I think Rick's like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll see it when it comes out. That's all. Really, I can say.
That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It seems odd. It seems awkward. It seems like...
Who does Herman think is fucking dumb?
This
guy?
Everyone thinks I'm fucking dumb, so yeah.
But yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
I can't stress enough how much I love Candace Cameron. So.
I think it's kind of cool, and I think it's been okay. I think the way they've handled Girl Meets World has been fine, and it actually doesn't.
Oh yeah.
The more that that's without question. There was some worry and fear that it was going to be way too Disneyfied or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think as the season went on, it got less and less that way, and started to feel more and more like Boy Meets World, like more and more like it.
I think that fear came from people not watching some of the sitcom stuff they had on Disney Channel. Like I had been saying to you guys for a while now, there has been stuff on that channel that could have been in the TGIF lineup.
Okay.
Very fucking easily. Very easily.
Okay, so...
That's why when we talked about it, and we talked about Disney doing it, and you were like, oh, I don't know. I was like, it's going to be fucking fine. It's going to be awesome because of that. Because they treat their live action stuff with a little bit more respect than they do with their early morning Disney Junior stuff. Now, granted, there is some live action stuff on the Disney Channel that is not good,
right.
But they gear programming towards specific audiences. and the audiences that they geared Girl Meets World to, and the audiences that they geared Good Luck Charlie to, and a couple of other shows on that network, the audience that they're gearing that towards, I knew that it would be fine.
Okay, well, for me, I didn't have that confidence because everything I'd seen on that channel had been very, like, no, this is, like, whatever was on Disney, like, their sitcoms felt very, like, you could sit here and show me 5 sitcoms in a row and I'd be able to pull out which ones were on the Disney Channel. Like, everything that I've seen felt that way. So for me, I'm surprised now, like, oh, okay, this does seem like it's aimed more at TGIF. I'm pleasantly surprised about that. I bring that up, though, because in some ways, I'm like, everything worked out fine, but I'm sort of envious of what happened with Fuller House in a way, because like, oh, that'd be cool to be on Netflix with the success that they've had, and that would kind of give them free reign to do what they want. Now, granted, I don't want to sit here and have Boy Meets World turn into the sex show, you know, but I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, though, I like how it's set up the way it is. I think it worked out, but I think all I'm trying to say about Fuller House is for something that I thought was going to be just a complete fucking dead in the water from the get-go, I was like, oh, wow, they ended up on Netflix? Like, cool, you know? Like, oh, like, it seems like it's just better than what I've expected, which wasn't much. So, anyways, we can move on from that.
Fair enough. Anything else? Started watching Breaking Bad, Rick.
I know, I read your post.
I'm not saying nothing about it.
How many episodes are you in?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
Just the pilot. Not saying anything about it because we may have tentative plans here.
Okay.
But I started watching Breaking Bad. And yeah, I can't give any more.
We're going to possibly do a podcast.
Yeah.
Where, like, I watch Sons of Anarchy and he watches Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And we go kind of talk about it. But yeah,
I still think we should do 3 episodes record. 3
it's
episodes
a show.
record.
Breaking Bad is definitely a show.
Alright, so I guess we're done?
No,
video games.
Video game stuff.
Yeah.
PT is removed from the
That's right.
PlayStation Store. Not only has it been delisted from the PlayStation Store, you can't even re-download it if it's not on your
That's
hard
what I
drive
heard.
anymore. They completely removed it from their servers.
Yeah, and I had a slight panic moment the other night with you where I'm like,
Because
oh, fuck.
it wasn't in
It
your
wasn't on my
recently
cross
played-
media bar, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's been there, huh?
You still have it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I still have it, but I got freaked out. I'm like, goes check your library, and I'm like, okay.
You had played enough stuff to where it had been booted
Yeah.
off the cross media bar, the recently played stuff.
Oh,
But it was still in his library.
I don't know that's what it was called.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? Like, there's all this stuff came out a couple weeks ago where Norman Reedus made a passing comment about how he's not working on it with Kojima and Del Toro anymore. Kojima got let go, or he quit Konami a few months back. So it was Konami left. Norman Reedus said, yeah, that's not happening. And nobody wanted to believe it. And then, like, the day after Norman Reedus said that at a film festival, Guillermo del Toro said, yeah, it's not happening.
And then Konami.
And then Konami was like, fuck, alright, it's not happening, guys. In fact, it's not happening so hard, you can't even play PT anymore. That's how hard it's not happening.
So let me ask you this. It's not happening, obviously.
Nope.
And it sounded like they were kind of wanting to do it even though he left. Was that even a consideration?
I think that's all conjecture.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's all.
It was just either all or nothing.
Yeah. Well, Konami wants to do. That is a big money franchise for Konami, and always has been, even the bad games. So I'm sure they want to do another one. And we'll probably still get another Silent Hill game.
It's just gonna probably be a different team.
It's just gonna fucking suck like everything since 3.
It's probably gonna be it's gonna be a completely different game.
It's not gonna have. Well, again, we don't know what the game was gonna be, but we knew what the tone,
the elements,
and the feeling of that game was gonna be.
I just don't think it's gonna be that. I think
No.
whatever, like, it just won't. That game is completely dead and gone and buried. I think some people were hopeful, like, well, maybe we'll still get Silent Hills and it's just other people taking it over. But that, like, I think that was people just being hopeful.
Yeah.
I don't think that was ever a thought or that was ever a possibility.
How do you?
And I think it sucks.
So are you gonna sell your PlayStation for a lot of money?
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I
That's
started about that.
insane.
Holy shit!
I would have done it if I downloaded it.
You didn't have it anymore?
I never downloaded
You
it.
never downloaded it?
No.
When they talked about taking it down,
I thought about it
You
too,
should have
but
downloaded
I'm
before
like,
they took it
He,
down.
he only wanted to play that game with me.
But even still, like just to have it to go back to.
Yeah.
I wish I did so I could have sold my PlayStation.
You're dumb. That's dumb. Quote Dan, you're dumb. No.
And then what? Hope you made enough not only to buy another PlayStation, but then enough that where you get a profit too.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, it just seems completely pointless though. Like unless
They
you
could have given a little extra cash to get my Wii U. Right?
So, any other game? You been playing anything, Rick, or no?
No, I played that Ollie Ollie game or whatever it's called.
Fucking dope, dude. I love that game.
I'm kind of addicted to that.
Okay.
What
let's
else?
See, was any other big time news? We talked about the Guitar Hero stuff. No, you know, I still haven't actually read the article, but there was this big
What
fucking
about-
article on IGN about Rock Band.
I was
a lot of
just gonna
details.
say that. What about Rock Band?
I haven't read that.
There was actually a video that I was trying to watch and I ended up falling
Rock
asleep.
Band video?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I didn't see. I
And
didn't
like
even see
they
that.
had instruments too and everything.
Well, the instruments are all
I think they
compatible
were
for
all-
PlayStation. The instruments are
Yeah.
compatible from the last game. They're still working on that with Microsoft. It's going to be harder because Microsoft changed their wireless standard again because they're assholes. That's why nothing works forward. Still Bluetooth on the PS4, so that's why the PS3 controllers will work on PS4. You might not get all the functionality, but
Really?
and
I don't know.
same way backwards. These will work on a PS3. It might not work properly, but because it's Bluetooth, it'll.
Well, I have
it'll
another
connect.
controller, but it's still at this place.
I've been playing the shit out of the show on Vita.
I just went down on the show.
The shit show.
No, I didn't. Did
Yeah. I thought I went when I went to go. Oh, that's right. I got
Right.
I got Pokemon
Yeah, Pokemon.
Omega Red,
Okay.
Ruby, and I was like, I saw the show there, and it said like $40.
No way.
Or was it? Maybe I was looking at the U section.
Okay.
Maybe, but I
even still,
thought
that
it
game
wasn't.
is-
I
that
thought
game
it
is
was
brand new. I used that should be 54 because that's what everybody does with a brand new used game.
I could have sworn.
Well,
I saw
I got it was only $20 on the Vita, and
maybe on sale.
the other baseball game that's out is $20 also, and that game was a fucking shit show. So I figured I could give for $20 I could give the show a shot again, and fucking surprise, I'm actually having a lot of fun with it on the Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun with it.
Are you playing online at all?
No, just the season.
Oh, okay.
Just the season. There is no online multiplayer for the Vita, but you can.
There
get-
was before though, wasn't there?
Yes, but it's. I mean, I don't know how it's been on PS4, but online has never been fucking rock solid for the show. Never, like never. From
We found our ways around it.
from Phantom voice chat to slow down and stutter and looking like golf swings at a pitch that's outside of the zone, and you're doing this like because
God,
of the
you know what?
animations. The online's never been rock solid.
That's something that I didn't even think about. That'd be fucking nice. We always complain about the not being voice chat for the online. Like, and if they had it, they only let you do it at a certain time,
Yeah,
or
party
you
chat.
had to press it. But now we have party chat.
Yeah.
Don't jump on my
Party chat.
conclusion. Damn it. I'm sorry. That was hard.
You know, just out of nowhere, really quick, when I was saving the seats for Age of Ultron, there's people like a few seats down from me, and you weren't there yet. We're talking about Burnout Paradise,
Yeah, we need to fucking play that.
and I was like, I can't believe people are still talking about this game.
Do you know what?
awesome.
Do you know what re-entered the fucking NPD charts last month for no reason out of nowhere? Skate 3.
Really?
Yeah. Weird, right?
Yeah,
Ranked where?
In the top 10.
Oh my god.
Like it I don't know if it's top 10, but it ranked. Like it was selling games again for some weird reason.
I watched. Yeah, I'm subscribed to PewDiePie. He played Skate 3, and
I fucking love that game.
it made me want to play it.
It doesn't have the soul. None of those games have the soul that one has.
I miss this Skate 3.
And I tried playing one recently, and fuck, God, it looks like shit. I remember when one came out, we were like, yo, this looks really dope. And it hasn't even been 10 years, and now we're like, yo, it looks like junk.
Is there a Skate type of game out there for PS4?
Nope.
There
Tony
used to be one.
Hawk's probably
Oh,
coming
Tony
out.
Hawk, that's right. That should be coming out.
And
When?
Ollie Ollie's the closest thing.
Ollie Ollie's kind of a hybrid, but like
Yeah.
we're talking like fucking
I haven't
Jazz
even played
hands.
Ollie Ollie yet.
AAA main, like, throw all the monies you can at this title. I want another Skate, but that studio doesn't even exist anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Fucking Skate. Now I'm gonna go home and play Skate and Burnout Paradise. Oh, I'm gonna play Burnout Paradise. Fuck Rick. And TV's now.
Yeah.
We'll play Burnout Paradise all night and he'll be jealous.
I'm gonna go home, or Francis wants me to go to Disneyland. I know he mentioned it to you too.
Our passes don't work on Saturdays. We got
So I
the
don't know
cheap
if I'll
ones.
do that.
Today?
Yeah.
Go to Disneyland today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have already other
They're
plans already.
reopening. So they're
I don't
reopening
really have other
Haunted
plans.
Mansion, is what you were saying?
Or they're
It's
really
reopening
the
around-
Hat Ghost or something. is
Yeah,
coming
well,
back.
it had been closed.
I didn't know it was
So,
closed.
Yeah, they're reopening it for the
Okay.
Oh, go to
fucking
Disneyland.
67th and the 3rd anniversary, whatever. They come up with some bullshit anniversary every year.
Yeah. Don't get excited. You're not getting rid of me. Don't get
Um,
excited.
Let's see. Want to talk about what we did last night for fucking 3
I'm
hours?
fucking waiting for it. Where you're like, oh, what else have we played? No, nothing.
Well, I was trying to think of other new stuff before I got in there.
Mike's my hero.
Yeah, we did something fucking dope last night, Rick.
Was it that video I saw on Facebook?
No, that was dope though, wasn't it?
That was awesome.
When we collided.
That was awesome.
No, last night. So a couple days ago, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, I was looking in the store
He did something you should do.
on the PlayStation Store for deals. Like, oh, what are the deals for PlayStation Plus this month? And I was
Oh, I
scrolling
saw
down
that.
the list, and I go, oh shit, Grim Fandango's only $10.50. Like, there's something about seeing that $10 where I'm like, I know it's only 15. It's only 15 full price, but there's something about seeing $10 where I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get this. And I sent Bryce a picture, and on Voxer he goes, oh, what, are you finally gonna pull the trigger? And I didn't get that until way later. I was like, bitch, I had already pulled the trigger. You were supposed to gather that from the photo with the price
I saw
blocked out
that.
and the red shopping bag next to it.
I saw
I want
that.
to be sure.
I saw
didn't
that
think
it was on
real.
sale on Lifehacker. It says, oh, you can get Grim Fandango for $10.
So
I'm like, oh, like that's the game Bryce keeps telling you to buy.
I tried playing it Thursday night.
Did we lose the, like, why is he saying what happened? Sorry, not to interject.
I
they're
don't
not
know.
streaming?
No, it should still be streaming.
Okay.
Thursday night I tried playing it, and it was like 3 in the fucking morning, and I was tired, and I came into something frustrated, and it's crazy because like Bryce was like, just explore that area more, and I was like, dude, I was butted up against the wall and it wouldn't go any further. Like I was telling you last night. So what we did last night was we did share play. So I shared my feed with him. He never took the controller over. He just watched me play.
I forgot I could do that.
Yeah, and we're in party chat, talking the whole time. So he was like my hint system, and he said it was really fun. Well, tell him what it was like watching me.
So
play
like,
the game.
so the thing that really got me onto Twitch to begin with was Brian was watching, like was always on Twitch, and he was like, hey, this guy, like I mentioned this guy before, Rabs Gaming. I brought him up before on here, and he's like, hey, this guy's playing Monkey Island, and I'm like, oh no shit, and I want to watch, and I loved watching, and I would help this guy if he got stuck. He didn't want me to hold his hand and like tell him what to do, but I would help him, and that's kind of what got me onto Twitch. And then even, we've talked about how Twitch is interesting because it's crazy, like it's blown up, and it's literally like a bunch of people just find it fascinating to watch people play video games. I'm like, I've always been that way. I used to watch my brother play video games, like I get it. So why, like I watched this guy play Monkey Island, all of them, like for months. I watched him play all of them. So I'm like, Mike, I'm so happy you're playing this game. Like, I kind of want to watch you play this game. And I'm like, I'm not gonna help you. Like,
He's like, you should stream it on Twitch so I can watch.
Yeah.
And last night I go, I have a better idea. Just wait a minute.
Yeah.
And he goes, what are you doing? I was like, I can't. My connection's bad. Let me reset my shit and do hardline. And he goes, why? I go, share play. And he goes, oh, share play.
Yeah.
And he got all fucking excited.
And as like Mike said, and it was something I didn't think about, there's no delay.
Yeah, there's no
like,
lag.
There's no lag at all. So I'm watching him play, and like, I mean, I like if you bought, I could watch him play that start to finish, and then if you bought the game, I would fucking watch you play.
And I would
start to
join in
finish.
watching you.
Yeah, because it's just.
Oh, that's how it works.
Well, I'm just saying that's what I would do.
Yeah,
Forget how it works. That's what I would do. In other words, I'm saying if we do
you can
this,
only share play with one person,
Yeah.
so I'd have to watch on Twitch. But
in other words, I wouldn't be bored by watching you, even
Right.
though I just watched him. Is what I'm trying to say. So I just like, Mike, I'm here if you need me. I refuse except for one part.
Which you didn't need to do, because I would have figured it out anyway. I'd already gotten halfway there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give Mike the answer. I'm not even gonna give him hints. Like, I'm gonna let him, if anything, what I might do, if I hear him talking, I might ask him a question or two and just get him to think a little bit.
So, all that said, how did I do last night?
You did good. You did really good.
Even that universally...
That one puzzle that people think is a little obtuse.
Yeah. I was pretty proud of myself for getting that without you having to... Because you weren't really hinting. It's like, I knew what I had to do.
I didn't hint.
Like, I knew what I had to fucking do. I just didn't know what the execution was going to be. And then I realized it when I walked past a certain thing. I was like, oh, fucking duh.
Yeah.
Clink, clink.
Yeah. And like... I want to do this because I want to watch him play, number one, because I want to hear and see his reactions. It's like how you wanted to play certain parts of Saints Row with me, like just in general. Like, I want that. And then I also want to be there because I know that game's hard. And I know there's puzzles that are going to make you want to fucking throw your head through a wall. And I want to be there to maybe help alleviate that a little bit. Like, not give you an answer, but just might be like, all right, you know. And when you get to that point, too, that's the best time to, like, stop the game and walk away.
Yeah.
And people say that all the time, but it's fucking true. Whenever I've played any adventure game and I've been stuck like that, I'm at a point where I don't know what to do next. I fucking leave the game and I come back to it, and with a pair of fresh eyes, the next thing I know, I'm like, oh shit, and I solved it.
So the only part that I really feel like you helped me too much on, but I still feel like I would have figured out, I'm not even talking about the stuff on the roof, the stuff in the forest with the beavers, I would have figured that out.
Okay.
But you were telling me how much you disliked that segment.
But I didn't really spell it out for you entirely.
No, you didn't. You gave me too much, though.
Yeah.
You gave me more there than I felt like you gave me on the roof.
You gave me way more there. Too much on the roof.
But remember, when you said that, I was already in my inventory looking at those particular things.
That's true.
So I was getting there. I was almost there. But yeah, like, so even the other sequence with the sign, I had already, when you mentioned about not doing something you think you should do, I had already stopped doing that and was trying to figure out where I need to put the sign. I was just taking two big steps. But I had already started to get that too.
Yeah.
The only part that I think would have taken me a little bit longer was the stuff with the beavers, but I would have got that eventually also.
Because the beauty about these graphic, like, to me, these are actual graphic adventures for me. For me, there's a difference between this and a Telltale game. And the thing that I dig about this is I've played and beaten Grim Fandango probably a handful of times easily, and I go through it, and it's not like I sit here, oh yeah, this. I forget. Yeah. And it still is new again. And so that's why the parts where I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, Mike is seeing this for the first time. I'm like, every time I played this part, there's been something that I've forgotten or don't remember, and it gets frustrating, makes me want to pull my hair out. And that's why maybe I gave you a little bit too much advice than I should have there. That's also because I really wanted you to get past that part to get to the next area. Yeah. So I wouldn't have done it if maybe I could have just been more patient and seen how you did on your own more. Mm-hmm. But I just felt like I wanted to push you a little bit right there. I'm like, it's a short part.
Yeah.
And so
I'm enjoying it a lot, and I only want to play the game like this.
And I only want to play the game that way because
I think next time we sit down and do this, though, I think even though we will do share play, I don't know if I can share play and stream at the same time.
I don't know if you can.
Because I'd like to do that. Because I don't want you watching a delay, but I also would like other people to see what's going on.
Yeah. Need to get it, Rick.
It's really well done, really well written. I'm not a fan of adventure games, but what I will say to you is that I've said this a bunch of times, and I know it's the one you haven't played. Back to the Future, this feels like Back to the Future felt. Because there are some puzzles in There are some puzzles in Back to the Future that are straight up just, hey, when I say this, do this. So they're very visual puzzles, just like a couple at the beginning of that game also. But there's also, you better go through this dialogue tree and pay attention to what people are saying. And the hint system in that is like what you were telling me about that website. The hint system is they ask you questions, like 4 or different questions, and then finally the 5th time it's like, just do this.
Yeah.
So, but I only used that once, and it was only for one question. in Back to the Future. But
Starman
yeah,
hasn't played it.
No, well, no.
This feels like Back to the Future felt.
Yeah.
And after Back to the Future, they completely went off the rails at Telltale. And I'm not saying that those games are bad, because they're not.
The same kind of
they're
game.
not graphic adventures anymore. They became interactive novels.
Yeah. And then I can't speak to like I'm assuming, I don't know, because you played Back to the Future, but you'll have to let me know like as far as like how big the worlds feel, because the thing that I think is missing with Telltale, because they just have their tool and they use a lot of repeated assets and stuff, their worlds never feel big and meaty and beefy like a lot of these LucasArts games do to me.
Well,
and you're still getting there.
Yeah. So far, what I will say is that forest area is about as small as some of these screens feel in Back to the Future, but there is a lot of traveling and walking around in the Back to the Future games. Like it's really well done, and like even down to the way the controls feel. I know they fixed the control scheme or whatever for console controls.
Yeah.
Like it even moves and feels like Back to the Future.
Okay.
Camera stuff, everything, screen transitions,
Yeah.
all that.
I gotta respond to Dan. Dan, so I know you like Back to the Future, and I think he's saying oh shit because you said that and you said Grim feels like that. I can't recommend Grim Fandango enough, dude. You have to get that game. It's an amazing story. You're a travel agent in the land of the dead. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you want, look up the game a little bit and check some stuff out. But honestly, like you won't be disappointed.
It's only $11 right now on PlayStation Plus.
It's
$10.50.
Oh, I said like 10.90 something.
Still $11.
Anyways, it's a fucking amazing game. It's one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
And I'm a big graphic adventure whore, and this is one of the best ones that LucasArts did. It's a Tim Schafer game if you didn't know. So you should definitely get it, even if you don't play it just go buy it and play it at some point because it's fucking
Is
amazing.
it point and click?
On the computer it is.
I'm bummed that, so I talked about this, and I haven't tried it. I'm going to boot it up on the Vita tonight and see if I can touch the screen and have it move.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm bummed that I can't use the touchpad on the PS4 version. Because, like I said, running is great and it feels good, but I'd like to be able to hold that button and then drag a cursor and click it on the touchpad. That's something that I think they should have put in there.
Yeah. This game was the first game that was a 3D adventure game. So it was the first game that used keyboard controls. So
Yeah.
a lot of people were upset because it wasn't a point and click.
Right.
But the game was so fucking good, they got over the controls and just played. Like, I was one of those people. I'm like, I don't want to play this on the keyboard. Like, that's not what I'm used to. That's not what I like. So
There's a trophy in the game that's amazing called Doing It Right.
Look at this right now
What
and
does he
tell me
say?
how
I
hard
don't
you
want to say,
play.
just what does he say?
You're mispronouncing Fandango. You have to
Oh
let
my
the
God.
O's breathe.
It's let the A's breathe, number one. So you're wrong. It's let the A's breathe. And no, we're not going to do that.
Oh, he was asking for this point and click. Okay.
Yeah.
On a computer it is, Dan. It wasn't originally, but they made it so it's point and click on a computer so you can get it on GOG or Steam or whatever you want.
Is that part of the remaster?
Yeah, that's part of the remaster.
Okay.
It originally only controls were the tank controls, and that's
So
it.
yeah, I'm gonna give this away. The trophy on PS4, probably Steam Achievement or fucking GOG or whatever thing
Same
it's
deal.
on. It's called Doing It Right, and then it says play the entire game with only tank controls. ... Tim demanded this trophy.
Yeah. But Dan, if you want to play it on a console, you can do that too. For me, these type of games, I've always played on a computer, so that's how I prefer. But Mike's playing it on a console right now just fine. So yeah.
It's pretty dope. I like it. I finished year one last night. There was a couple times I was gonna put it down because the share play is only like a half hour.
Whatever.
Seems like,
Yeah.
or
There's got to be a way to
45
change the
minutes.
settings on that. We have to look into that.
Well, I think it's because they don't know. I know why it's there, and it's not a setting you can change. It's if you hand your controller over to somebody, they don't want you to let somebody play through the entire fucking game and then say,
okay.
like, just like, yo, bro, go buy the game if you like it that much. kind
But
of
we
thing.
could still just restart it.
Yeah.
And do it again.
But yeah, it's you're just watching, so I don't feel bad about doing that.
Can't.
Yeah, I really like Grim Fandango so far. I finished year one. There was a few times I was gonna put it down, and Bryce was like, "Just go a little bit further. Just go a little bit further." I was like, "All right, I'll go a little bit further." So
Because that transition from year one to year two, I think, is a part where I'm like, oh my god, this game, like.
yeah, I think it's crazy that so time stuff in these kinds of games always bothers me because I mean, I know I did it in 2 hours or whatever, and there's no day-night cycle or anything like that. But like when you get to the next city, it's like, oh, they came through 6 months ago, and it's like, I'm rolling this game for now, and there hasn't been a day-night cycle, so it doesn't feel like time has passed. It feels arbitrary to tell me 6 months. Like when they do the time wipe and it says 1 year later, fine. That's great.
When is it 6 months later?
Or the wife had been gone for 6 weeks already or something like that.
6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
And that was the character from the beginning.
Right.
Oh God.
And he says, he says she died. Heard she died right after I did, soon after I did.
Yeah.
And then you find out she's been gone already from the port for 6 weeks.
Right.
So you know you've been in this game world for at least 6 weeks, if not longer. 2 months, I think even Manny says 2 months at one point, and it's like,
well,
there's been no sense of time passing, and that's
right.
the only problem I
Yeah,
have.
I get that, but you have to realize, well, it doesn't really take away from what you're saying.
No, not really.
You have to realize also that, like, yeah, maybe, even getting to Rubikava was supposed to take, obviously I took up it didn't take up a year, but it takes up a lot of time, because the whole idea is that it does take
it took
4 years
to
get to the end.
It took Manny 2 months.
Yeah.
You find out.
All right.
So just the non-passage of time, and then, oh no, it's been 2 months, was kind of like, oh. I understand this is supposed to take a long time. Do something to make it feel like it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an older game. They weren't thinking about that. They were telling their story, so I'm not going to hold it against it.
Yeah.
It was just kind of jarring.
Yeah.
At least they did the time wipe for 1 year later kind of thing.
Right.
And said, 1 year later. And I know, like, sometimes saying 6 months later can feel arbitrary or whatever, but sometimes it's needed in the context of your property to not make you feel taken out of the experience.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, you did a lot of that on your own. I think you might not be at Rubikava yet if I wasn't playing with you, but...
No, I wouldn't have, because I would have stopped.
Yeah.
Where I was going to stop the first time. After I got the...
But trust me, you still have a lot of game left.
I'm excited to play it.
I'm excited to watch
So
you
there's...
play it.
How many years is there?
I don't want to tell you.
Yeah, fine. I'll just look it up later.
The idea is that it's a 4-year journey if you don't have a ticket on the number 9.
Right.
So.
Okay. I like it. I'm excited to play some more of it, and maybe we should do that later.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we could do later.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sumo starts tonight.
Oh, really?
Rock in Rio. We can watch live at 11:15 p.m. on Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Is there any other game stuff you want to talk about?
Not really. I haven't. I mean, the full. I could play Broken Age in full now. I still haven't. I just haven't had a chance to.
Okay. There's been talk about the load times being horrendous on the Vita.
Really?
And it sucks because going between screens, there's a load time.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of times, according to Vinny, there's a lot of times where you have to backtrack, and not every time does it say, oh hey, you left that over there, you should just click here and go get it, and then it warps you back, and then warps you back. He said that doesn't happen enough. He finds himself traveling 10 or 15 screens, and it taking 10 seconds between each load, and then it takes this ridiculous amount of time to go back and pick something up or talk to somebody because I forgot information, and then walk back. And then, then he said, he goes, that may not just be Broken Age, that may just be a problem with, adventure games on this format, and not just Broken Age, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see how it is on PC. I mean, playing part 1, I didn't notice any load
Yeah, they said
times
it's
or
kind of
anything.
really, it's really snappy on PC and on PS4, right? Yeah, PS4. But Vita, it's very shitty.
Yeah, then you should definitely get it. I YOLO for sure. Although you should never say YOLO.
YOLO. So, let's talk about that for a second. There's a couple of things that people say now that really piss me off. There's the whole YOLO thing pissed me off when it started, and then now everybody's saying blessed about everything, and it's like, look, I don't have a problem with either one of those things, saying, oh hey, why not? That's basically YOLO. I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I have no problem with that, and I have no problem with the idea of feeling blessed in your life. But when you talk about, I walked down the street today and my shoe didn't come untied, hashtag blessed, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know?
You know which one drives me nuts? Because I don't even know what it's from and it doesn't make any sense.
What?
On fleek.
I don't understand that. I don't even want to look it up.
It means like things are on point. It'd be like, Rick, your outfit's on fleek today.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's not a word.
So I don't get it. Whatever. So YOLO was like, yeah, you only live once. But like, there was a funny ass joke on Film Riot where it was the episode where they showed Josh jumping off of the roof and then they show like the whole thing. So like
the flat.
Yeah, the flattening thing. And it was one of the outtakes. And I think Eris goes, oh dude, I don't feel good. And Ryan goes, why not? He goes, I ate that whole jar of peanut M&Ms. And Ryan goes, whatever, YOLO. And it's like, that was funny. But like, that's the kind of use of that word or that phrase that I think is fucking
The other phrase that drives me nuts too is like, because that it seems to be gaining traction again. Like, it's been around for a while, but I feel like I'm seeing it a lot more again lately, that the whole like the struggle is real.
I think it's funny to use it properly.
I don't like it. The struggle is real. I
That's
don't like
dumb.
it. I think it's stupid.
It's funny. Sometimes it's funny.
Dan says I'm watching my boys podcasting it up. Hashtag blessed.
Oh, god damn it, Dan. God damn it. Alright.
Hashtag jazz hands.
Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm done now.
Alright, so you can find us at someshitwelike.com, on Twitter at someshitwelike, here on Twitch, twitch.tv/SSWL network. Am I forgetting something? Facebook.com/SSWL network.
And hey, I started a Tumblr page. If anybody
Mike has a Tumblr.
If anybody wants to, probably no porn, maybe.
That might go.
But if you want to follow me on Tumblr, it's somekindofblog.tumblr.com.
O's are zeros.
The O's are zeros in some kind of
I saw
blog.
that.
Yeah.
Someone took it.
Yeah.
Those
So
assholes.
here's what I'll say before we get out of here. Normally, when a new thing pops up, I jump on right away and take some kind of robot. Tumblr I never thought I would use, so I never jumped on there. Twitch the same way. I never thought I'd use it, so I never jumped on it. That's why on Twitch it's Mike Masters and not some kind of robot. And why I don't know why some kind of robot's always doing pottery on fucking his Twitch channel. What an asshole. But some kind of robot was taken. Some kind of blog was taken. And at first it was some kind of robot with zeros where all the O's are. I was like, that's a little hard. Like, at least in some kind of blog, it's the second letter and the second to last letter that are zeros instead of O's. So there you go. Some kind of blog, zeros instead of O's. I'm going to try and use that to write more things. It's also going to be a dump for my social media stuff, but I do plan on writing more. Because I've told you guys this for a long time. I feel like I'm a terrible writer. I'm a way better talker than a writer, but I want to try and work on that as far as structure and content and not summarizing everything into 4 sentences. So I'm going to work on that there.
All right.
So
until next time.
Me? Why do I do it now? That was some shit we like. Hashtag blessed. # blessed.
Oh shit.
what?
Went to sleep mode.
Your laptop? I mean your computer?
Yeah.
I hope it didn't stop recording.
I don't think so. Nope. Oh wow, that was really loud.
When me and Fran were doing Parts Unknown out of Clarissa's house, there was times where the computer we were using with Pro Tools on it and stuff that we were recording in would go into sleep mode. Like, not turn the screen off, like fucking hibernate.
Oh,
and
really?
Fran and I would be there just fucking talking and
That
realize it
sucks.
30 minutes later. And then we'd come back and he'd be like, do you want to rehash all that? I go, nope. Just summarize now, because I'm not going to go over all that again.
Yeah.
That was fun when we were doing that, though. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Her recording room was very comfortable. We would lay on the ground, holding microphones. Which was pretty fun. But yeah, that used to happen a lot. It would freeze or crash or go to sleep. And there was times where Fran would have to stitch together 8, 9, 10 parts of 15 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So it was kind of a hassle. but it was still fun.
Yeah. Dan wants to know if we're doing GTA.
Nope.
Gotta pee, Dan.
I need to sleep. I gotta sleep. I gotta work tomorrow morning.
I'm working on my shorts.
These are awesome. Did you read issue 3?
Yeah, I did not. Cowards, come back, no. Later, Dan. Thanks for watching.
See you later, Squeak.